viewers, Tabitha Love here. I want to share something, I guess, a little funny or whatever. Let me talk about these teenagers, okay? Anybody can identify. Y'all got teenagers. So I'm 53, soon to be 54, and I have two teenagers. My oldest is 16, turning 17 this year, and the youngest is 13, turning 14 this year. And let me just tell you something. They're trying to stress me out. And I'm fighting for my sanity and my peace every day. Okay? That oldest of mine, can I just tell y'all what he did? That boy, and I had videos on him before because he takes me there. Y'all have children that take you there, drop a comment, drop a like, whatever. But he takes me there. And okay, moment of accountability. I allow him to take me there. So I am in control of my emotions and I don't have to allow anybody to take me there. But that boy, I love him dearly. Whew. But it's an effort. Okay? So one of his friends they had spring break. Okay, as this happened several weeks ago. I'm just getting around to recording the story. So several weeks ago, he was on spring break, right? So earlier he used to go to a school from pre-K all the way up to ninth grade. 10th grade, which is this grade, we transferred him to another school. So he still has friends at his old school. Now, old school is where they were on a different spring break, which was in April. His current school, they had a spring break in March. Whole week is spring break. And so his friend, spring break in April, was going to the beach. And his mom and dad were saying, oh, you can bring friends. And KJ was one of the friends that was invited to go on spring break during the week at the beach with the friends. And the mom reached out to me and I said, well, let me see. And then I was like, oh, he can't do it. He's on spring break. Now, do y'all know that my oldest son looked at me like there was a problem? I was like, son, you in school. Ma, can't you take me out of school? Okay, let's like freeze frame and let's like put question marks everywhere. Like, seriously? If this was a cartoon, my eyes would be bulging out. Like, did this boy just ask me to take him out of school to go on spring break to the beach with a friend? Is he talking to me? Honest to goodness, transparent moment. I was kind of like, is he talking to me? Is he lost his mind? Does he know who he's talking to? Am I the same Tabitha Coffee Brown? Really? The one that's from Herbert and Shirley Coffee. The one that's from Morganton, North Carolina. That one. The one that carried him for 9 months and pushed him out. Really? Is he talking to me? No lie. I had moments. And do you know that boy was persistent in asking me to go on the spring break with his friend to take him out of school? Seriously? And so I was like, okay, he's crazy, right? I don't like saying that. He's not crazy. My son's very smart. But what in the world? Can y'all identify with that? Because I was really at a loss. Now, my mama, if anybody knows my mama, like Shirley Coffee that raised me, she wasn't having that. Okay. But now Shirley is 77. My mama's 77. She's got some dementia going on. And so her thinking is a little challenged at times and things get a little interesting. So her memory gets a little lost. And so sometimes when you ask her opinion on things, she'll be like, no, I don't know, Tab. I don't know. And she's like slower to process. I said, Ma, KJ, he wants me to take him out of school so he can go to the beach with a friend on spring break. You know what my mama said? My mama, who's 77 with dementia, you know what she said? She said, what's wrong with that boy? No lie. That's what she said. Mine was like, what's wrong with that boy? He crazy? Morganton Jinx true. What in the world? Guys, why would that boy think that I'm going to let him go to the beach? What? Take him out of school for a whole week to go to the beach with somebody else and not me? That's one. What? Well, I'm here and you going to the beach? Nah, that is a factor, but no. What? You I'm the same one that when you were coughing and sneezing and I said you ain't really that sick, go to school. We're not missing no days. I'm pushing you to go to school. And then you just gonna take off to go sit on the beach with a friend? Okay. And this happened several weeks ago, and I still have this much energy over that. I have to let that go. But I had to flip out on him a couple of times. Like I had to approach it from I held back my energy at one point, and I tried to approach it with logic, and I said, son, we would have to take you out of school and you'd have to get caught up, and you're at a new school. And at that point he hadn't been inducted into the honor society. Boy, he got inducted into the honor society. I forgot what day it was. It was the end of March, I think. And I'm like, son, we don't do that. So I approached it from a logical standpoint, and he was still asking. So one day I had to just flip and just break it on down and like, listen, the answer is no. Stop asking me. I don't understand why you don't understand what's wrong with this. Because at one point, when the other boy was going to get out of school on the same break, I said, well, your daddy's trying to figure something out. And we were trying to figure, if we can go on break. And then so we were going to pull him if our family could go to take a few days, but I'm not pulling you out to go with somebody else. No. And so he was like, well, I don't understand the difference. If I can get up, miss school for our family to be on break, why can't I miss school to be on break with another family? Yeah. Y'all hear that? And so I just had to lay it flat. No, you're not going. Don't ask me no more. And I'm quite offended that you don't even understand why. What? Raising teenagers can be kind of interesting. Y'all need to help a girl. Okay? I asked one friend, I said, hey, did you write a book? And her husband wrote a book. I'm gonna have and I started reading it because I needed help. Y'all give me some tips, okay? Because these boys, I asked God for boys, and I still love my boys. God knows. You know, take him out of school to go to the beach with a friend. Whose child? Not my child. Y'all pray for a sister, okay? All right. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.